Christian, good to see you again, man. I guess the obvious question is, how are you feeling after a long off season of rehab and getting yourself back to 100%?
How's it going, Mike? Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. I'm back to 100% and feel healthy, ready to roll.
All right, Phil, go ahead. Phil Urban.
Hey, Christian, before we get into the nitty gritty football stuff, I had two questions for you. The concert that you're going to be playing, what's the biggest crowd that you've performed in front of before this?
That's a good question. I haven't played in front of a whole lot of crowds. The only time I did was my rookie year when I played in front of the team for my rookie song. So that's the biggest crowd I've no, Greg Olson's charity event at the Hardest Yard event. I played in front of a few people there, but this will be the biggest one by far.
And then if I could follow that up, just the idea of fans being back in the stadium, a sold-out Bank of America stadium, week one, kind of going crazy. How excited does that make you?
Oh, really excited. I saw that and got chills. It just makes the game better when the fans are there, and we have some of the best fans in the world. So I know the players are so excited to have everybody there loud and ready to go.
Steven Toronto and Will Pelagic.
Hey, Christian, you're going to be driving the pace car at the Coca-Cola 600 this Sunday. Can you just talk real quickly about how that came together? And I know you know a couple of drivers, so have they been goading you on about that? And by the way, for your knowledge, the track record there is 198 miles an hour. I don't know how fast you're planning on going.
Dang. I haven't got a whole lot of briefing on it. I don't know how fast I'm supposed to be going. If there is a record, I'll try to get there. Barring I don't crash it. I don't want to be the only one to do that. I've heard the pace cars never crash, so if I can get through it healthy, I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm really excited. I was very honored that they asked me to do that. Obviously, being in Charlotte and at a big race.
Christian, looking at obviously Sam, I know it's only 2 days in, but what have you noticed from him just at the start?
Well, he's very sharp, and I think that's something that's really exciting early. Obviously he's very talented. He throws a great ball, but his decision-making's been very good. And, obviously, like I just said, Sam's very talented, and he's smart. He knows where to go with the ball. He's confident. He demands the huddle. But I love how everybody's responding to his urgency, and him taking control of that huddle and receivers getting to the ball and just having a crisp, sharp sense of urgency, catching the ball, getting upfield. That's the kind of stuff that you want to see right now, just molding the team.
And just a quick follow-up, looking at obviously the kind of leadership that you bring to the table, how do you welcome him in as a leader, and how easy is it to have a guy at that position coming in his first year to becoming a leader on the team?
Yeah, you can never have enough, and especially when you have someone like that who, is such a good guy off the field, but just demands respect when he's on the field, and is just a football guy. All he wants to do is win, and that shows on how he approaches the game, how he carries himself, and I think he's the quarterback, obviously, so everything goes through him, and we're really excited about it.
All right, next we'll go to Steve Reed, followed by David Newton.
Christian, you guys didn't have much of an off season last year. How important is these OTAs, these mini camps, for you guys to develop a little bit of maybe the chemistry that kind of took longer last year because of circumstances?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think it's extremely important. We have such a young team. When we have so many new guys, the vets on our team are first-year Carolina Panthers players, and so it's very important that we get together, we start to get to know each other and formulate that bond, but also just get reps. It's important that we're throwing with the quarterback. It's important that the defense is communicating their checks together, and having this time for us is so valuable. And it's fun too, It's just fun to be able to be back in the locker room and be around guys and just get together and play football.
Hey, Christian, David here. Good to see you. I think the pace car has been wrecked one time. I think the governor or somebody did it once, and it'll go up to 120 miles an hour. I've done it, but you're not probably going to be allowed to. So
I don't know if I'm breaking 120.
It won't go faster. I tried. My question to you is, after Cam, they moved on from Cam. Everybody talked about you being the face of the organization. And last year, you really never got a chance to get into that with the pandemic and with your injuries and all that. And now you're out doing so many different things between your 22 and troops, the golf tournament, the pace car, everything. What's it mean to you to have this chance now? And what's it like to get out there and be able to do all these things again?
Oh, well, I like, obviously there's players and that fans like and everything, but football's such a team game, and it always will be. It's the most team game that gets the most individual attention. I mean, running back can't score if the O lineman doesn't block, and guys, DBs don't get a lot of picks unless there's a good pass rush, and so. For me, I enjoy, doing stuff in the community because it's fun. And, I think it's our obligation to give back to the community. And, with my foundation and with all the fun stuff we have going there, it's a great way to use my platform to have a positive impact on the world. And I know a lot of my teammates do the same stuff, and a lot of our coaches do the same stuff. And so I think it's really fun to do, and it's honestly an honor. Helping out veterans is something that I take a lot of pride in, and, finding the right places and the right things to do to help. So for me, it's an honor. And, you do stuff like the pace car and like the concert to promote that stuff, and that's what makes it so fun. Being in Charlotte, being around fans, getting out in the community and getting to know everybody, that's a lot of fun for me. So I enjoy that stuff.
I want to follow up too. I know you kind of teased us a little bit with that 5 jersey last week on social media. Where do you stand with that? Plans to change?
It won't be this year. We'll see. I haven't made my mind up. That's a number that means a lot to me. It's for sure, for a lot of personal reasons. But I'm sticking with 22 this year. I think it'll be a good check to change this year. So, but we'll see. I mean, you never know. Like I said, I have no yes or no answer. I have no idea. But I know this year I'm 22.
You checked on the price then?
Yeah, checked on the price.
Thanks.
Let's go ahead and go to Joe and then Elena, please.
Hey, Christian, you were with Sam out in California pretty shortly right after he was traded. What is your background with him? Did you have one? And what were your impressions from those early workouts?
Yeah, Sam and I go way back, to playing against him when I was at Stanford and he was at USC. And, I just remember always our defense talking about how good he was in college and following his career. And just every time I go out to California, there's a good group of guys who go out there and throw. And so I've had the opportunity to throw with him a few times. And he's such an easy guy to be around. He's so laid back. He's such a great person, and such a good player too. When he's out there throwing, he's calm, he's collected, but he has a great sense of urgency to him as well. And it shows on the field. And like I said, he just wants to win. And that's I think the main thing you should want in a quarterback is somebody that wants to win games and do it however he can.
Wanted to ask you too, you mentioned Greg in the hardest yard. Have you had a chance to talk to him yet about TJ? And are you all as a team going to do anything? I don't know what you might.
Yeah, I mean, this is, one of those times that's not really explainable, and I've talked to Greg a little bit just through texts, but what a brutal situation. For those of you who don't know, TJ is one of the best little kids in the world. At 8 years old to go through what he's gone through in his life and then add this on top of it is just sad. But I know they have such an amazing support system around, and we are all here, for the Olsen family, and I know the entire North Carolina, South Carolina community is as well. Everybody's here for the Olsens, and he's somebody that just exemplifies what it means to be a great player and an even better person off the field. And my thoughts and prayers are with TJ and their whole entire family.
Hey, Christian, sorry to kind of switch avenues now, but I was curious. I know you have your workout in the off season and all that, but I was curious, after all the injuries and everything last year, is there any way you're approaching like team practices and like these OTAs and training camp differently just based on your experience last year?
No, I mean, the last thing you should do, whenever bad stuff happens is overcomplicate and overthink. I've been playing football since I was 7. I've had a lot of success in my career. I've never missed a game in my life until last year, and it just sometimes it happens. It's happened with players that play 25 years in the league. It happens with perennial All-Pro Hall of Fame quarterbacks have missed years. Running backs have torn ligaments and came back and been the MVP of the league. And it's just something that happens that I just think gets talked about a lot because it's something to talk about. But I'm just sticking to my P's and Q's. I know how to play this game at a high level, and I know how to train. I know how to take care of myself. Sometimes you just get unlucky. And, as much as I would have loved to prevent those, sometimes it's hard and sometimes freak stuff happens. But I'm completely moved on to this year. I feel great. My mind's good. My body's even better, and I'm fired up.
How do you do that? How do you not think about that when you're going back? Is that something you just push to the side, or obviously because it affects you all year? I know they were a fluke or whatever, but how do you kind of push that to the side?
You just get out there and go. There's no thinking. There's just doing. Football to me it's a meditation. When you're out there, you're not thinking ever. You're just using your God-given talents to be the best player you can be. And the more you think, the worse you play. And so for me, it's just going out there and being mindless and having fun playing football with my teammates.
All right, guys, we're getting tight on time, so we'll do these last two. Mike Solarte, and then finish off with Jonathan Alexander.
Thanks, Ryan. Christian, kind of following on that, did last year and everything that you went through kind of give you a deeper appreciation for how much you love this game? I mean, because it was taken away from you by being unlucky.
Yeah, I've always appreciated the game. I've never taken it for granted or not loved it. But when you don't play and you have to sit back and watch, it definitely gives you an extra fire for sure. There's nothing that I love more than playing football. I believe it's what I was born to do, and it's what I love to do. And not being able to do that's very tough, especially when your mind feels like you can, but your body won't let you. And I feel great now, so I'm so excited for this year, and I know everybody else is. Our team's fired up, and we all feel good, and we're ready to go.
Hey, Christian. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you back. I'm just curious. Did you have any thoughts on the change from grass to turf, and what is the difference for a running back?
You can't think about it too much. There's positives and negatives to both. It's not going to affect whether or not we win or lose. I know that, and so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much to me. Turf is faster, and sometimes our grass, as much as guys love grass on the joints and all that, there's, like I said, there's positives and negatives to everything. So for me, it is what it is. I'm going to go out and play fast regardless.